You know what a basic push-up is, what a basic pull-up is, but how on earth do you go from knee push-ups to handstand push-ups? Today, I will share actionable steps on how you can improve your calisthenics strength using exercises that you're already doing. Welcome, my name is Summer, or Summer Fun Fitness. I'm a self-taught calisthenics athlete with zero gymnastics training. My goal with this channel is to help adults confidently master their own body weight so they can be fit, active, and mobile for life. The number one thing that we want to avoid is getting stuck or plateauing. And this is where the principle of progressive overload comes in. If you want to have new strength gains, new skill gains, you have to over time gradually increase the difficulty of an exercise. Weightlifting makes progressive overload quite simple. Over time, you gradually increase the weights. If you're doing 10-pound bicep curls, you might be doing 40-pound bicep curls over the course of a few months. However, increasing the weight is not the only way to increase the difficulty of an exercise. The first tip is so easy to implement and it often gets missed. Even in my own training. Let's get serious for a sec. Do you do your pull-ups, your push-ups, your squats, all using the exact same stance? If so, here's an easy way to make it easier or harder. Just change your hand positioning. I'm gonna show you some extreme examples. It doesn't have to be this extreme. Just change it up a little bit. I know we often get really comfortable in one specific position, but come on, we're trying to learn new things. We're trying to gain new strength and train different muscles. On to tip number 2, adjust the range of motion. Improve your mobility and your athleticism by increasing the range of motion of an exercise. Remember, we are talking calisthenics. We are not doing bodybuilding where we're only performing limited range of motion. So make it harder by increasing that depth, and of course, to make it easier, decrease the depth. This is a highly useful tool when learning a new strength-based skill. One of my goals is to increase the total amount of scorpion handstand push-ups I can do. So in my training, I will do a few full range of motion reps, maybe 1 or 2, because that's all I can do. And then I'll put a yoga block under my chest to limit that range of motion, but still be working towards building the strength for that move. Tip number 3, hold that position. This one might surprise you and it's super easy to incorporate, which we like. What you can do is improve your strength by holding the most difficult portion of the exercise that you're performing. For example, if you're working on your pull-ups and the hardest part for you is actually that top position, we'll add in some holds. So get your body up to that top position however you need, whether you're stepping on stairs or keeping your feet on the ground, hold up at the top and perform an isometric or a hold. An isometric exercise is an exercise where you are not changing the length of a muscle or changing the joint angle. A basic isometric exercise would actually be something like a plank. And then as you move into more advanced calisthenics training, you might start to incorporate things like front levers, back levers, planches, or other actual exercises that are themselves a hold or an isometric. As a beginner, you might find that push-ups are a little bit difficult. So what you can do is you can lower down, hold in that most difficult position. For me, in my more advanced training, I would use hold at the bottom of my handstand push-up to build up some of that strength. Number 4, sprinkle in some negatives. Negatives are a fantastic way of developing strength for an exercise that you cannot currently do. I use negatives to increase my strength in pull-ups. When I first couldn't do a pull-up, I used so many negatives. I also use them in handstand push-ups, in extended range of motion dips, and a few other exercises. So if there's an exercise you cannot do, just perform the eccentric portion. Of course, one day you're gonna have to actually add in that concentric, but just in the beginning, work on the lowering portion. Pull-ups, get yourself up, lower slowly, say for a count of 8, or maybe for you it's a count of 2, and over time you're gonna continuously work up the amount of time it takes for you to lower. Another example is a handstand press. Get yourself into your handstand and then work the negative portion. Find exercises that you're currently struggling with and start to add in sets and reps of performing negatives. You could even do a negative with a hold. And on to tip number 5, change up your angles. Get better at calisthenics by changing up the angle of your body in relation to the movement. You can do this to make an exercise easier or harder, and you've probably done it before. So take push-ups. If you're already really proficient in push-ups, what you can do is you can elevate your feet, which places more load on your chest, more load on your upper body because your feet are elevated to make that harder. Vice versa, if you wanted to make an exercise easier, you're gonna wanna take the load off the muscles being worked. Number 6, even things out, because if you are a regular human who went to elementary school where they taught you to only bat on one side or only use one leg, then you're probably a little bit uneven like the rest of us. So I want you to perform unilateral or single-sided exercises within your calisthenics training to even that out a bit. One of my favorites would be doing single arm scap pulls or single arm scap push-ups. You can also do things like pistol squats. But if you're doing pistol squats or actually any unilateral movement, make sure that you focus on the bad side first, as you'll have the most amount of energy to give to that bad side. Whereas if you do it secondly, you're already gonna be fatigued from working the good side, so you won't perform as well on your weak side. And number 7, get speedy, get explosive, work a little bit faster. I talked a lot about holding and moving quite slowly, so now take one exercise you were gonna do today and see if you can work it explosively. You could do explosive pull-ups, explosive Australian rows, explosive push-ups. You could even do explosive squats if that's something that's in your routine. These 7 tips are just a few of the ways that you can make an exercise easier or harder for greater strength gains within your calisthenics training. If you're not sure where to begin on your calisthenics journey, I have free workouts, free follow-alongs. I even have a 3-day workout program. But if you want to get started right now, immediately, watch my How to Get Started in Calisthenics video. It's going to help you and give you everything you need to start with confidence. My name is Summer, or Summer Fun Fitness. If you want daily content, visit me on Instagram. I will link it below. And that's all for today. Thank you so much for joining me, and I hope you enjoyed this slightly quicker video. I really tried hard to make it faster, but I do talk a lot, so. Anyways, see you guys later.